Hello, welcome back to another video diary entry. Last week was a little rough. I'm not gonna lie, it was kind of sucky. But before I get into last week, I wanted to preface more about what I was talking about at the end of my last diary entry. This like other side of me that I was talking about. I think after some reflection, I think I was kind of describing it the wrong way. And it's like I don't think like there is no single part of me that wants to intentionally hurt others. I don't know. Like that, like I was describing like that other side wants to do that. No, that's not true. Like I don't like there's no single point of me or single side of me or whatever that wants to hurt people. I don't like to intentionally hurt people. I always feel guilty about it. But it's like this other side of me is just so angry, and it's just like this other side of me just really wants to take out that anger. That's the thing. But it doesn't want to hurt others, which is weird, because your anger in certain ways clearly does that. But it's like, because like the way I was describing it, it made this other side of me sound like this really, 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 really bad thing, but it's not. Because one thing I didn't preface was that this other side of me is resilient, like very, very, very resilient. Like I could be on my last leg, and then that side of me would be telling me like, "Hey, you don't give up. Don't give up, bro." It's like sometimes I could be having the worst day ever, and then that side of me just helps me keep going. Like when I'm on a run, and I'm like struggling really hard, and I'm like my legs are tired, I'm out of breath, but it's like that part of me really so wants to keep going, and it's like that part of me that's so resilient is like that's really strong, that I can be that resilient. Like that I'm resilient, but that side of me it's so resilient, it's insane. But again, I'm not trying to say I have like split personality disorder or whatever. There's just like two different sides of me, that coexist. But and enough of that. Let's get into the last week. It was really sucky. I'm not gonna lie. Most of it was fine, but there were just some parts that were so awful. It was horrible. But February 16th, last Monday, I had a dentist appointment. They said I didn't have any problems, but I will have to get some wisdom teeth removed, which, most people probably had to do that at some point. Nothing too crazy about that. Because it's like, but my wisdom teeth are coming out in the back of my gum, but they're only partly coming out, and that's because there's not enough space. And like food can get stuck in there, and it can cause a lot of problems. So, well, not a lot of problems, just like some problems. But yeah, so it's better to get that removed than to not. And I spent Monday relaxing. I decided not to study on Monday, which I think was a good idea on my part, because I just got to relax. And then Tuesday, I read the latest Ogami Sumiki chapter. It was a fun chapter. I enjoyed it. I really liked it. It was good. Robotics was fine, and school was fine. I wrote here, okay, I thought I had a pre-calc test last week, but it turns out I have it like tomorrow. No, dude, I keep saying like this, like that, just a quick little tangent. My dad tells me that if you say like a lot in your speech, then it shows how ignorant you are. And I'm trying to stray away from saying that, but sometimes I just can't think of a better word, which is fine. I'm trying. But I thought I had a pre-calc test last Friday, but I actually have it tomorrow. And I think I have 3 tests tomorrow in the same day, which is just utterly brutal. I hate that. I don't want that. But, I mean, what am I gonna do, man? And, I was worried about stats, but I turned out to do around 100% on that, I think, which is cool. That was nice. Wednesday, yeah, I wrote here that I actually don't have a pre-calc test this week, in regards to last week, of course. I wrote here that I discovered that. Rest of school on Wednesday was good. I had a food bank after school, dude. That food bank, I love going to the food bank. I love doing the food bank, but oh my god. The batch of apples that we had to work with was the worst thing I've ever seen. We filled up like, sorry. We filled up around 3 compost bins of just apples, rotten apples. It was horrible. Some of the apples were so bad, they were grayish and sludgy, and there were dust particles coming off them. It was horrible. I hope no one ever has to see what I saw. I was feeling a little sick to my stomach. It was horrible. Yeah. It was crazy. Thursday, February 19th, I got 100% of my psych test, and again, I think I got I thought I heard someone. And then I think I got 100% of my stats test, which is cool. So that's nice. And then robotics meeting was alright. Had no homework. Apparently another Slay the Spire 2 trailer released. And I watched it. I'm thinking to myself that the game looks really sick, actually. The game looks really cool. It has multiplayer and stuff, like, dude, multiplayer Slay the Spire is so fire, dude. That sounds so cool. And then there were a bunch of other mechanics that looked really, really good, and obviously the animation looks great. I'm actually pretty excited for Slay the Spire 2. Last Friday, in econ, my class watched Monsters Inc. because it has to do with economics, and we're just doing a little assignment on that. We're gonna finish the movie today, I'm pretty sure. But pre-calc was atrocious on Friday because we're learning what's it called? We're learning trig identities. Dude, it's horrible. It sucks, man. It's basically factoring and simplifying stuff, but you have to understand all the properties of SOHCAHTOA. It's hard, okay? Me and Eric, my class was given a review packet for 3 sections. The section that we're doing trig identities is 7.4, and it took us 5 hours to do that packet. I'm not even joking. It took us 5 hours to do that packet. It was horrible. Robotics meeting on Friday was fine. Work was okay on Friday. Jerry Griffin, my former boss, the former owner of the Magic Theater, performed last weekend, which is cool. I was glad to see him again. It was nice to see him. Yeah, at work, me and Eric were just working on the pre-calc packet because we had to get it done. Friday. I'm actually starting to get a little concerned about robotics because we're behind and competition starts next Saturday. So I mean, the best we can do is just keep working hard, you know. We've just had a lot of drawbacks and slower days, which sucks. And unfortunately, I won't be able to go to the first competition because of work, but I am calling off work for the second one, our main one. So yeah. At work on Saturday, me and Eric also just kept working on the pre-calc homework. But thanks to that packet, we definitely understand how to do this math better. We definitely understand it better, that's for sure. We understand like the stuff we can do more. Yeah, I wrote here that I just hope school goes well. I mean, I really hope so, man. I'm tired. I really want to break. I know that sounds super selfish that I want to break, but I've never had to deal with this amount of work and stress that I have. This is the most amount of work and stress I've ever had to deal with before. And can I just get a break? Can I just get a break, bro? And it sucks because whenever I relax, I tell myself that I can do more. I can be more productive, but no, I sometimes I just can't relax, and that's a problem. You know, when I grow older, when I turn 18, I want to go to a masseuse. You know, I want to go to a masseuse, get a massage. That'll be the best thing in my whole life when I get a massage, dude. Oh my gosh. And then yesterday, Sunday, I did some more schoolwork. Played some Omega Strikers throughout the day. Man, I'm still having fun playing Omega Strikers, bro. I'm still having fun. But, you know, I really should find time to read Spice and Wolf. I really should. Yeah. That's all I got for now. Yeah, I really hope this school week goes well, man. I really hope it does. I'm so tired. One saving grace for the upcoming week, though, is Sunday, when me, my brother, my parents, and 4 friends of mine, well, 3, including one of their brothers who I don't know, are gonna go see a movie. The Uma Musume movie in theaters. It's my favorite movie of all time, honestly. I'm straight up, it's my favorite movie of all time. I cried twice watching that movie, and I just love it so much. Watching it in theaters is gonna be a treat. I'm gonna love that, and I hope my friends enjoy it. And I don't mind if my parents enjoy it or not. They're not huge anime. They obviously are not that interested in anime. Most people who are in their 30s or 40s don't enjoy anime because it didn't really exist back in the USA back then. But yeah, that's all I got for now. I'm gonna head back and get along my day. Hopefully my tests go well this week. Oh, one more thing. I think it's either Thursday or Friday this week that marks 1 year of my video diary entries. I'm probably not gonna do anything special about it, honestly. I don't have time, which sucks because I love to do something special. Though, when I graduate from high school, I have a very special video plan. I'm probably gonna be yapping for like 50 minutes. Trust me, guys. I'm gonna talk about my high school journey. You know, how I evolved and matured over that time, interests I gained, you know, friend group, stuff like that. I'm gonna have so much to talk about. Trust me, that's gonna be a special occurrence. But you know, 1 year, I don't really know how to celebrate 1 year. Just like, you know, just be thankful that I've been able to do this for 1 year, and that I've been able to document what my life has been like. You know, and how I could just go back at certain points in my life and remember what it was like back then, you know? That's nice. But yeah, that's all I got for now. I'm gonna head back, and I'll see y'all later.